Right, here we are again, gentlemen, with our, sorry, ladies and gentlemen, with our my new build. I've made a start as such, but I haven't filmed the bits I want to show you. It's I've glued two things together, and that is here on the Blitz by Takom, the comes up Kampfwagen 3 Ausf.M and Diorama. So what I've done to start with, I will go through what I've done and what I haven't done. I've taken all the individual tracks off and cleaned them all up already. They're all this link lab tracks, so I've cleaned all the individual tracks. They were fine. Only two points there to clean up, which was pretty good. So it didn't take too long to clean up. So that's the smaller the links, and the longer link, the actual lengths. There was a couple of injection marks on them. So I've cleaned them all up, they're all ready to go as well. There's no injection marks now. Fairly straightforward to clean up. I've only got 6 on this one or 4 on the other ones. I cleaned them up, they were risen, so it wasn't too bad. So they're all ready to go when I need to. And I took some parts off the sprues for all the whole detailing there. So we got the transmission hubs, suspension part in there, all cleaned and ready to rock and roll. And this one we have the sprocket and return roll, sorry, the idler wheel. They're all cleaned up and ready to go as well. Clearly it was just as normal, you know, minimal cleanup really. There was a bit of a parting line on these, but they came out no problem really. Could do it a little bit more on that one, so we'll do that. I'll check them again before I put them on. And then started with the wheels, which they're all done, the return rollers and the normal wheels done again the same fashion. These are glued together this time so to minimise the cleanup, so you can clean one wheel at a time, or, you know, because the line-up and the actual where it's attached to the trees in the same place, the sprue gate. These were okay to fit together. There is a locking mechanism in it to make sure they're locked together, but to start off with it takes quite a while to get used to where they're actually at. You don't get that click like you usually do, but they went together okay in the end, there's no problems. You just have to be aware of the you don't get that click. It's definitely in because some reason, I don't know, but they're okay. They went together, no problem, and cleaned up. The same with the return rolls. They're fairly straightforward, just one into the other. They're cleaned up as well. So that's the majority of the lower hull ready to play with. And as far as the lower hull is concerned, right, let's have a drink. Sorry, my mouth's a wee bit dry today. Sorry about that. Right, in fact the lower hull, this is the bathtub hull, but there was no texture on the sides like for old steel, so I've used Mr. Surfacer 1000 and an old stip brush to cut down to a so I can stipple it on and just drop the bloody stuff on the floor, typical. Soon wipe up my spirits. Right, yeah, so there was no texture on the there's quite a bit, I put texture on quite a few parts, but I've done it on there, I've done it on the reverse as well, and yeah, but I haven't done complete bottom. I don't see there's a point in doing all the bottom of it, but also I'm going to have to do it on the upper hull, so there's no texture there. Again, it's really quite smooth. And I'd take these 2 marks out of there, like injection marks or whatever you want to call them. There were 2 there, much to take them off. So it's quite smooth and shiny, so that needs to be put a texture on there as well, which I'll do shortly. All the way around, and on the side, other parts as well that attaches to the sides here, they need a bit of texture on them. But apart from that, that's okay. I've done that's been textured. I've textured the hull, sorry, the turret rear protection plates, whatever you want to call them, shirts, and so they've got and on the inside as well. So that's done. Also done the covers for the engine. There we are. So they've had a coat of that to make it more of a rolled steel cast type effect. And I've started on the putting the exhaust together, and there again made a bit of a sort of rust will look quite nice on it. It's quite textured that now. Still a little bit, you can still see the seam slightly, so I'll be taking that, maybe sorting that out. Yeah, on that one as well, it's not too bad, but I'll sort that out when that dries. That's no problem. So what we're going to do now is we're going to start by, we're going to go through section 1, which is suspension arms of the bits and bobs on there, and 2, which got, sorry, 1 is the right side, 2 is the left side, and then we're going to attach the wheels, which I won't be doing at that point. I'll put the transmission cover on. I'll definitely put that on, and then we're on to 4. Saying I make 15 individual tracks to make the spare track for the front. I'll do that. It's no problem. They're all cleaned up. And there's part for the exhaust and the rear. And these plates here, I'll have to do is a cast texture. Sorry, a sort of a rolled steel texture on these parts in here as well, and with the on the rear of the tank as well, and here. So I'll do up to, I won't position the exhaust on there, but I'll put it together like you've seen, but I'll put all the pipes and that, but I won't actually place it on at the moment. We'll go to number 6, is it? So we'll start off at number 1 and come back at number 6, and we'll see how it goes. So we'll make a start. So once I've done that, I shall get back to you and tell you if there's any problems or any fit issues or anything like that, which I don't anticipate there will be, but you never know. So we're back very soon. Catch you in a bit. Right, I'm back again. I've done up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've done up to this point here. The only point I haven't put on is the exhaust. I'm passing the exhaust on here, and these pipes connecting it to the engine part. So that's only 2 parts I haven't put on. As far as fit was concerned, no problems at all. Nothing at all. As you can see with the texture on the sides, sorry, on the front again, and I did it on the rear, and I've kept the presume they're in the air intakes, I've kept them open, and that's where the exhaust fastens into. There's 2 pipes that go into there, and that's the back of the exhaust. Yeah, everything went together quite nicely. No fit issues, nothing that's any concern or anything like that. Right, let's have a look where we are now. I'll say I did the top. I don't know if I showed you. I did the top as well, and I did the these engine hatches or whatever they are. They've all been a bit of cast texture on them as well. So you know, you have cleaned all the wheels, sprockets, spare wheels, done the texture as well, rolled steel texture on the turret bin. 2 pipes are in there for the exhaust. Tracks are already done. I've made up the spare tracks to go onto the front, which are here. Which are here, and they said 15, but 15 was too big, so I was making 14. So they should just sit nicely. Yeah, in there. That's good. It fits in there. So I'll tack that part down again, so that's what it looks like. Right, it's got to loose that bit there, just in case it wasn't fastened down properly, which it wasn't. So that works anyway. That's the main thing. We've got the right amount of tracks there. So I cleaned all the tracks up. So they're all ready to go. So far so good. Nice kit to work on. So what we're going to do now is from 6, which up to there, we'll go back. We've got the tracks, which we won't be doing at this present moment in time. We've got the return idler, so return wheel and the sprocket, which I've already built, and this is telling you about obviously the position of the tracks, which I'll do not quite yet. So we'll start off on on section 9, 10. We'll go up to 12. So that's mainly the upper deck stuff. Some of it I won't put on, like Pioneer tools, and some I will. So we'll do up to 12. Where we are, 12. We'll do up to that point there, and then I'll come back to you on that one. See how we're getting on with that. Right. So we'll see you in a bit then when I've done that up to section 9. So 9. Sorry, 9. Is it 9? Yeah. From section 9 to 12, and then I'll get back to you. So Greg signing off, and we'll catch you very soon. Right, back again, ladies and gentlemen, on the Pz.Kpfw 3 Ausf.M, which is what the shirt's on. And we started off on, going back to, we started on the upper hull, didn't we, on number 9, and I got carried away and I said I was going to stop at 12, which is there, section 12, but I got carried away and I forgot, and I carried all the way to that point there, but I haven't attached it yet, or the front armour, the extra armour, I haven't added that to it yet, even though it's placed on, it's not glued on. And I've done with this shirt since I've got them thinged off. I'll show you what I've done anyhow. Let's have a look. Fit, no problems. A couple little fiddly bits, but nothing too bad. We've seen the lower hull. There's no point talking about the lower hull now. On here we have the obviously these are the racks for the shirts. Got together quite well. Nice. You have to drill a couple of parts from the inside. It tells you where to drill, obviously, and pin marks on the back. One thing I have changed is the aerial. It was a bit bent, so I cut off the bent bit and just put a bit of guitar string in there, and it fits perfectly in the little hole there and down into the, you can have it either up or down, it goes perfectly into the aerial. Well, let me see, there's for the aerial when it's down position. So it was all quite easy to do, nothing too fiddly. I snapped the gun on the machine gun, so luckily I had spare, so that wasn't too bad. And this is the part that isn't on. That's just placed there. It's all been, as you can see, it's all been sort of cast texture with Mr. Surfacer 1000. And I've also used a bit of a Dremel. There we are. There's the Dremel. There we go. With a little ball mount on it. This one here. And I've just bounced around on top of the deck and everything else. So I've got a few pop marks and things like that to represent the steel. So yeah, that's where we are now. So the next point we'll be starting is the turret. So I'll just pop that out of the way. And there, and we're going to start on the turret. Also, I've also done the where we at? I've just put a bit of the texture onto the shirts as well, just something I've never done before. So I'll see what it comes out like. It's not all over it, it's just that's a few marks and things in it. So they're done and cleaned up. So we're going to start obviously on number 18, which is the start of the turret. It doesn't look too complicated. Give the option of the viewports to be open or closed. I think I'll have them closed on this one. So we'll go right through. We'll do from 18, 22, 23, Ooh, 24, right through to 25, right through to the, I'll cut all these out and clean them up and put the casting texture on again, the steel texture on them again. Undecided if I'm going to have them closed or one open. I think I'll have one open and another one closed, but I won't actually fasten these on at that point because obviously I'm going to spray first and then we can add them separately, it's no problem. But I'll put these parts on, the attachments, but I won't put the actual plates on. And then it says basically attach the lower hole to the turret, and that's you done really. So not too much more to build. So we shall start again on the turret, and then as soon as that's done I shall get back to you and we shall see how that went. So this is Greg signing off, and we'll see you very, very soon. Right, back again ladies and gentlemen with the building of the turret, and there again it's very straightforward again, nice fit, no problems. I was going to use a metal barrel, but time I messed around with it and cut it and divested it was just as easy to use the provided barrel, which was slide molded anyhow, so there's nothing too difficult on the cleanup on it, so I decided just to stay with the plastic one, which came out quite nice. All the see I've done all this on the top again for the rolled steel effect, the cupola with the claws, smoke grenades, the brackets for the extra armour right round, machine guns, but I drilled out that with the hypodermic needle. So yeah, can we see? There we go. Inside there's a bit of a sort of detail, the breech of the gun, and that's about it really. So I've kept that side closed, as you can see, and that side just slightly ajar. So I'll keep one, you know, just slightly ajar, as it's about to close up and ready for action. So fairly straightforward again. I haven't attached the lower part, so the lower part to the bottom of the turret because I want to spray inside there, give it a colour. I've cleaned all the bits up for the armour on the turret. There we have all the individual parts and the part at the back, which is all cleaned up, and again rolled steel texture. Well, it looks a bit like rolled steel texture, I should say. So that was fairly straightforward. So that's the build really finished. I know the tracks aren't on yet, but I'll do them at a later time. So you know that the link and length tracks are not going to be difficult to do. They're all cleaned up and ready to be put on anyhow. But I'll do them. I'll build them up, to, leave a link out, and just bring them off the thing to paint and weather that way. So that's the end of the build. So I think the next part is when we come back. I'll have the lower hull and the main hull attached, I think. I keep it separate, yeah, I'm sure. This, and I'll prime it. I'm going to prime it with the red oxide. I'm going to do a bit more digging into it. If it's the red oxide first, and if it's German grey before the camouflage, more than likely think it probably will be, but I'm not 100% sure, so I'll check it out first before I attempt that. So so that's the end of the build as far as that's concerned. So we'll call this the end of update 1, and then I'll get on to the paint work. Update 2, we'll start on the painting process, and in between that we can start on actually on the dio as well, what we're going to do with that once I find out the right size that I want to put on. I don't want it too big because I'm slowly running out of space. So right, so it's Greg signing off, and we'll catch you very soon with update 2. So keep viewing and you'll see. Bye bye.